No.
What was the question? Okay, so
Whew, we are live.
that's what it says.
That is what it says.
Yeah.
We'll give it a minute here.
Sure, we'll let people gather.
Okay, the time to have an itch in your eye is not.
It might be.
When you've got a mask on your face.
Yes, we're certainly live already. We could tell.
Yeah, yes, we certainly are live already.
Okay, so we've been live
All
30
right.
seconds. We've got one viewer so far.
That is all right.
All right, cool. All right, so we know, at least we know somebody's watching.
I suspect it is
Although
our
it-
executive producers' parental units.
It might be. Well, your parental unit is,
My parental
Adjacent.
unit is also.
she's watching. Okay, so I think we must be live. All right, well, welcome to the TSL Homestead Cocktail of the Month for February 2023. As you might have guessed based on the goofiness of the outfits.
It's Mardi Gras!
So I got more sedate beads, my chapeau. I feel like this is mostly the colors that are
It's
appropriate.
not,
It's not
but-
even close, but
so.
but you know, I enjoy wearing
I
it.
got my little beads here.
She does.
No shirts were removed in the receiving of the beads. I would like to make that clear. And I found this fun little mask, which I'm going to take off in a couple minutes because I have to be able to read.
And it probably tickles your nose, doesn't it? The little beady
A
things
little
on it.
bit, a little bit. It's kind of fun though. You got ooh.
Okay. So what do we think we're going to do this week? Are we going to do something special or are we going to do something normal?
We are going to do something special because it's
Mardi Gras time.
wow, Mardi Gras time. So I was going to talk a little bit about the history
you
of
know what?
Mardi
We'll go
Gras.
back
Wow, this is the downside of not sharing your producing notes with your
with your co-host.
that guy, Mr. Matt Farmer over there. But okay, and now is where I actually do lose the mask because while it is a lot of fun, I cannot read. But the beads will stay intact. So, all right, glasses on
All right.
for the reading.
Okay.
So it's Mardi Gras. And what do we want to know about Mardi Gras?
What is Mardi Gras?
Traveling to New Orleans. So we're doing kind of some travel themes. And this time I thought, what a kind of fun way to go. We're going to go to New Orleans. I've never been to New Orleans, so I had to do a little research on it. And what I found, I tried to really pick the highlights out. Mardi Gras has a rich history, and I've got some websites that I would encourage you to go take a look at if you want to learn more about it. So I'll try
like
to
floats or something.
I'll try to keep it kind of concise, best as I can.
I know nothing about
I know. So
it. They got big heads, right?
the very first Mardi Gras was celebrated in 1703 in the tiny settlement of Fort. I'm probably not going to catch all the names tonight, but we're going to try it anyway. Fort Louis de la Mobile. And he established New Orleans in 1718. And his name is Jean-Baptiste Lemoyne Sieur de Bienville. That's my best guess. Any French speakers out there, feel free to correct me. But he established.
Or just laugh.
Also true. He established New Orleans in 1718. And so while they started it there in 1703, it actually goes all the way back to the Middle Ages.
So wait a minute. They started partying before they actually had a town?
Well, it was a different town.
Oh, okay.
They moved.
Just checking.
Yep.
All right.
But you can trace the celebration all the way back to medieval Europe in Rome and Italy, making its way to in the 17th and 18th century to the French House of Bourbons, the Bourbons. And it was called
I do like a good bourbon.
Bouffois. Bouffois, I think that's it. Like foie gras. Fatted calf. It followed them to the French colonies, and it was, the Festival of Beef because they gave up all that for Lent. So they celebrated it in New Orleans openly starting in 1730. And the balls that are held today at Mardi Gras are society balls replicated from the 1740s when they were established by Louisiana Governor Marquis de Vaudreuil.
Okay.
I know, right? So the earliest reference to the Mardi Gras Carnival appears in a 1781 report to Spanish colonial, the governing body. So that's just a quick little tidbit of
You're
history.
saying Spain owned it.
About Mardi Gras. If you want to find out more about the traditions and check more out, there's a really neat website called MardiGrasNewOrleans.com. And we can put that in the notes at the end of it. So now we move on to our cocktail, and it's called a Vieux Carré. Again, there you go. If you want to find out how to pronounce it correctly, there's a little pronunciation guide. Although in New Orleans, I think it is Vieux Carré, so they kind of have a Creole spin on it down there. And I am probably not getting it right, but it does mean old square. So that refers to the French Quarter.
So if you put in how to pronounce Vauquer correctly, French and English, into YouTube, you'll go right to it. That other link is it's hard to type in, but we'll put it in the notes.
Right?
Okay.
So, and our cocktail of the month was created in the 1930s by Walter Bergeron at the New Orleans Hotel.
Apparently, we have parental units in the house who forgot to mute their phone. So if you're getting feedback, we apologize. All better?
All right.
She's going to end up on camera if she doesn't knock it out.
So, by Walter Bergeron at the New Orleans Hotel Monteleone.
Hey, no wonder you likes hurricanes.
And it is the spinning carousel bar. So if you're familiar with that down there in New Orleans, that is where that comes from. And in the first printed edition, 1937, Famous New Orleans Drinks and How to Mix Them. And like a lot of the drinks that we have discovered, the Vieux Carré was popular kind of until it wasn't. It's in the Manhattan family, which Matt Farmer and Miss Mercy are pretty fond of. Mm-hmm. And it has experienced some renewed interest since rye whiskey has sort of had a resurgence. And so the recipe that we're going to be showing you tonight is from the spruceeats.com. And so now we're going to talk about ingredients. And it's an all alcohol drink, no mixers. So one is probably plenty and you're going to want to sip it. And as I already mentioned.
Or if you're at Mardi Gras, you're going to want to have about 12 of them and just wake up the next day and hope that
wherever you're at.
You hope you're not in jail.
There you are.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's all I got.
Right. You do have a very nice little hat.
It's a chapeau.
A chapeau?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So second of all, as I already mentioned, it's in the Manhattan family, which is, of course, what we love. And you'll see that some of the ingredients are similar. So we are going to use a little stirring glass like this to mix our ingredients. And we are going to, yes, and it's ready for ice. We are going to do, all of these are going to be 3/4 of an ounce. Oh, before I forget, we're going to do a tasting. Yay.
What are we going to taste?
We are going to taste one of the ingredients, Benedictine.
Cool. Yeah, I think the label you've got it.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go. You would think that after some time I would get the hang of this. There we go. This is an herbal. We've tried some other herbals, and so the other ones that we've tried escape me right now, but we're going to go ahead and give this a try.
The first one.
Yes, it is.
And the
chartreuse was
and
another.
The melon?
The chartreuse was another.
Oh, was this mine?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. She snuck that on me.
I did.
Ooh, that's pretty tasty.
Mmm.
It's got the 2 thumbs up from our producer.
Right.
I think we may have to wrestle her back the bottle.
And so it's been surprising to me how delicious the herbals that we have tried are. So the chartreuse,
a little sweet.
It is a little sweet, but the chartreuse was really nice. The what's the one that you put in the Harvey Wallbanger? Galliano. That's been really lovely.
Yeah. Oh, the big yellow bottle.
Yeah. So that's going to be one of the things that's in here. But we're going to start with our drink, and we're going to use
rye whiskey.
Thank you. We're going to use 3/4 of an ounce of rye whiskey.
Yep, that's the one.
And then we are going to use 3/4 of an ounce.
It's like a vacation for me. I don't have to pour in anything.
Of cognac, and we are going to, of course, be using our Mukau.
Dan, you're right, Dan. It has cognac, and I have Dan Prouser to thank for my love of cognac. Although we've got a little better cognac now than when I first started out. Dan's a connoisseur of cognac, so he knows what he's doing. But
and then we're going to use 3/4 of an ounce of our sweet vermouth. This is the sweet vermouth, so it's going to be the red one.
Yeah.
And then we are going to use 1/2 ounce of that lovely, lovely Benedictine. And Then we are going to use, oh, it's just lovely.
Yeah.
And then we're going to use just a couple of shots of our Angostura
Dashes,
bitters.
I think.
Dashes.
Shots
Very
would be like
important. Dashes. Dashes is what
that'd
you
be
want.
horrible.
So a dash of that. And then we're also, another New Orleans original is our Peychaud's bitter. And the Peychaud's are Antoine Peychaud. He was a chemist down in New Orleans. And he created these as...
Wow, it makes it go blue. No, I'm just kidding. It doesn't actually make it blue.
Medicinals. So then you stir it up.
Yeah, Carol, it is all alcohol.
It is all alcohol. And that's what it looks like in our glass. So we're going to give it a stir there. And then you're just going to take it and you're going to pour it over some ice. Thank you.
There we go.
And we are going to garnish it with a cherry.
Even though
I know.
You want me to get it?
Yeah.
Don't touch that. Well,
our executive producer is allergic to cherries.
So we're trying not to kill her because it would make life very difficult to go on. We've gotten very used to how spoiled we are with a producer.
All right. Thank you so much. So we are going to garnish this with a cherry. So again, this is going to be a straight alcohol beverage. There is no mixer in it.
And of course, our favorite cherry, Luxardo, that really just is no other for us.
We've tried some other ones. Thank you very much.
We actually go through them enough that the Amazon has recommended that we have them shipped every 2 months.
So we have the magic of the medium that we have 2 now. So with this, we are going to try our Vouqueret.
Vouqueret. It's kind of sweet, but definitely in the Manhattan family.
Oh, that's really lovely.
It's a lot smoother.
It is.
Than the typical man. Oh man.
I wonder if that's because of the Benedictine. It's really nice.
Yeah.
We'll make one without the cherry.
Yeah. We're not gonna poison her. But man, that's
delicious.
Oh yeah. Okay, we can highly. This is gonna go on our highly recommend list, I think.
All right. So that was our.
Wow, that's good.
I know. So that was our try it. It does have cognac in it. It's delicious. We really like it. We're going to set it aside because what would Mardi Gras be without a hurricane?
Okay. You were going to talk about another Mardi Gras.
I was going to talk about another Mardi Gras tradition.
I mean, I put all the effort to put the slide in here.
The king cake.
You're just going to blow right by.
You're not wrong. The king cake. It also has been around since the Middle Ages. How crazy is that these things have been around this long?
No actual kings were harmed in the making of the cake that we're aware of.
That's correct. They were made to celebrate the arrival of the 3 Magi. And in the Catholic Epiphany, that's January 6th, it's called Three Kings Day. And so the French brought this over with them as well. And it became kind of iconic and synonymous with the French Quarter and Mardi Gras and Fat Tuesday. You can get them or make them sort of from January to Fat Tuesday because that's when people...
Why do they call it Fat Tuesday? Is it because all the Benoits they eat?
Maybe. So, but
in case you're not familiar, that's like a little donut thing that they have down there. It's supposed to be just fantastic.
It's a benet.
Benet, okay.
So it's kind of a buttery pastry. I think the pastry, I thought it looked like a butter braid. So if you kind of know what a butter braid looks like, it's kind of a big ring.
I don't know. I've never had one.
It's got a big ring. Some people like it more cakey than bready, but some people think it looks a little bready. But it does have a hole in the center, like you could wear it if you were a king. The 3 colors that you typically see on them are green, purple, and yellow. And the significance of those colors are, yes, as you can see in our beads.
I got green, purple, and gold.
The green is faith, the purple is power, and the yellow is justice. And don't forget the baby.
There's a baby?
There's a baby.
Wow.
I know.
What kind of baby?
A little baby.
Like a little baby Jesus?
It could be a baby Jesus. But they put that in the cake, and they say that whoever finds the cake gets the piece of cake with the baby Jesus in it. They are going to have good luck.
What kind of baby it is. It might not be Jesus.
And depending on your tradition, they may be crowned as king or queen for the day.
Wow.
Right? That's kind of fun. I mean, I'm always the queen for the day. I think so.
I don't remember.
All right.
Okay.
So there you go. So that's the king cake. You can still probably get one. They're available until Ash Wednesday.
Okay.
All right.
Now we can move on.
Now we're moving on to the hurricane. And it's another New Orleans staple. It actually originated in the 1940s at Pat O'Brien's, which is the bar, very, very iconic bar down in New Orleans.
Up to that one, you don't have to swim.
And It was created during World War II when there was a huge importing European spirits was really expensive. And so they would import one and then they would have to get a lot of rum to go with it. So at Pat O'Brien's, they were trying to figure out what to do with all of this extra rum. And so they tried to create a drink that had as much
I
rum
got an idea.
in it as possible, right? Like, hey, what should we do with all this rum?
I think we should drink it.
Right? Let's make a drink that has 4 ounces of rum in it per drink. Wow. So that's what they did. And it is 4 ounces of
So
rum.
was this followed by another tradition of napping?
Right. enjoying it from a relaxed position
Sure.
on the street. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we there is some disagreement about the original recipe. It doesn't appear to have been written down. And so whether or not the question seemed to be whether or not it's dark rum and light
they
rum.
probably had several and forgot how to write.
That's possible.
It's just a thought.
That thought never occurred to me.
That's because you hadn't had any yet.
That's true. You're not wrong. There seem to be 2 questions. One is whether or not it's all dark rum or light rum and dark rum. We're going to do the light and the dark tonight. And then the other one is whether it was passion fruit or something called fashionola.
I got nothing.
It's a tropical syrup, apparently.
Okay.
So, but the name itself comes from the glass that it is served in. You're probably familiar with it. Sometimes you see candles in them, much larger, but candles. And so, well, we're subbing mango for the passion fruit because I'm going to tell you, we went on a little trip yesterday all over town. No joy, found no passion fruit.
No, we found people had heard of it.
Yep. Something about a landlocked state, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. So this little
Might not even be in
tasty,
season in Kansas.
we're going to go for 1 ounce of the lime juice. 1 ounce of lime juice.
Wow. Just like she'd pre-measured.
1 ounce of orange juice. 1 ounce of grenadine, which of course we made that ourselves earlier today. It's so much better.
No, I meant it should have been measured. I think we measured everything.
It was.
Okay.
1 ounce. 1 ounce of grenadine.
Right.
Do you not have the recipe?
Oh. Sorry, fell down on my only job.
His only job tonight. That and to be witty, which he always is. So.
Well, I might be falling down on that too. I can't tell. Huh?
Uh-oh.
We froze.
Oh, no, it's okay.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
All right. Phew.
Wow. I
2
thought I was in a time warp there. That was October.
2 ounces of dark rum, which we, of course, used Goslings. I mean, we kind of like the things that we like. We should probably try new things. And last but not least, yes, actually last but not least is our light rum.
Gee, Carol, that would have been super helpful to know.
What's that?
That there's lots of passion fruit in Florida.
Oh,
Maybe she could have shipped some to us.
fair enough.
I don't know where she lives, but
In Florida.
yeah. Okay.
And so there's our Bacardi. That's what we use for our light rum.
I
Now,
don't know if you can get those bottles anymore.
they said that we could substitute. Oh, thanks.
If
They said that we could substitute mango. We thought that mango might be the closest thing to passion fruit because it's going to have a little tang. It's not going to be super sweet.
Some of the sites that recommend
Hey,
substitute.
Carol, do they have Lilikoi butter down there? Because I bet they've got lots of hurricanes. Lilikoi butter is one of our favorite things from passion fruit.
Shout out to my cousin Megan for introducing us to I think she was one who took us out to pancakes.
Yep. All right. So that's
Wow,
going to be
nice.
our 2 ounces of mango. Now, you can't see it out there in the world, but here I can tell you that this shaker is full, like up to here
Are you
with
gonna be
all of the ingredients.
Do I need to get more ice?
No.
We don't have ice. Isn't it get shipped with ice?
So we'll see how the shaking goes in here.
All right.
I will make sure that I keep the lid on because a couple of times I've done this and I've sprayed alcohol everywhere.
And that was before she drank the 4 ounces of rum.
I know, right?
These are really good.
All right. Now we're shaking this because it's got the fruit in it. If it didn't, we probably would have stirred it.
You know,
think
there
I'll just pour it
apparently
all in
one of the
and the ice will be in
recipes said combine them in a glass and then give it a few turns to mix and chill. But we've always heard or understood that if it has a fruit juice in it, then it should be shaken, not stirred. So I don't know. I guess
There's a little bit left.
whoa, sorry.
All right. So here it is. Here is our
Oh, you know what we forgot? I'll
hurricane.
be right back.
Here's our hurricane with our the mad farmer is just dashed off to I don't know where. So I guess I'll just be like, hey, hey, hey. I can talk about my little hairdo here, wet setting it. If you missed that, I've decided to kind of start rolling my hair a little bit. It's been fun. It's a challenge, learning something new. That it takes a lot of arm strength to hold your arms like this and roll in the back. Oh my word. All the way downstairs. Phew.
Sorry.
He
Needs one of
forgot.
those.
He forgot the umbrella.
That's live theater, folks.
That is it. There you go. So there's our umbrella in our hurricane. I will say I'm a little nervous to taste it, so I'm going to let the mad farmer do that.
All right. It's good. I'm just out of breath from running downstairs.
So the other thing that I would say about this, we didn't have crushed ice. I would really encourage crushed ice for this particular drink.
I think so.
We just had regular ice cubes, and that takes up a whole lot of space. I think I would have been able to get the rest of the drink in here if we were using crushed ice cubes.
Maybe we could do 2 glasses.
So there you go. Thank you. Well, I think that brings us to an end. I will say that we're going to try to include a couple of links. One for the information about Mardi Gras, if you're not super familiar with it, a link to the recipes, and also a link to Pat O'Brien's because you can buy the mix from their shop. So,
Although we did not use their mix.
we didn't use their mix because, well, I decided that we would do this yesterday, so we didn't have time to get it.
But we might in the
So
future going forward. We'll give it a try and we'll update you.
there you go.
There was something we were going to update them on. We tried, was it the mango? No, there was something we,
Didn't say.
man, we were just discussing it yesterday, and there was something we're
Was
like,
it
oh, we
the-
got to tell everybody we really like this.
The mango and the painkiller? The mango rum and the
Well,
painkiller?
no, I mean, we went over that. We did that when we did the
Yeah.
painkiller. There was something else.
Hmm.
Something we were circling. Well, if we think about it, we'll make a note and we'll bring it back around.
Right. So, and just a little tip. The Mad Farmer and Miss Mercy will not be drinking during Lent, so we will be having mocktails next month, and we'll be looking forward to trying some fun mocktails. And Lilicoy, sure, we can do that.
Yeah. You bet.
And so we are looking forward to trying some new mocktails. I've got some new fun things to explore for mocktails, so we're really looking forward to that. And as you may know, we've tried to do them a few times in the past, but we like to taste them before we make them, before we share them with you guys. So we're going to have to get a little more on our A game as far as being able to test those and get them.
Because honestly, the
practice.
mocktails, the couple we made that we didn't taste before we recommended them, they were terrible. So we're like, "Wait, I don't want to do that to you.
Yeah,
And I don't want to do it to us, really.
that's true. So for right now, we're going to say Happy Fat Tuesday. Have a great time celebrating, if however you're celebrating Mardi Gras. Oh, I better taste it before it's over, though, huh?
Yeah, probably.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's very nice.
Yeah. That definitely
That's
conjures up
very
a
nice.
sitting on a beach.
It really does, or walking down a street.
Sure. Or taking a nap after having a couple of those. So thank you, folks.
Thank you so much, and as always, drink responsibly and get into the spirit of things. Thank you. Bye bye.
Okay.